What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 276 of the Real Estate Podcast, coming to you live from an undisclosed location. Bruce Campbell's backyard. Over here with Griffin.
Over here with Trav.
And we're dodging razor wire with Adkins.
This week we watched Day Shift.
Not night shift, day shift.
I have seen Night Shift.
Yeah. But this is a different kind of shift.
Guys, if we ever have a universal war with the day shift universe, our gunpowder is completely insufficient.
Yeah, for real, right?
I'm hiring those fucking Ukrainian dudes or whatever.
Right?
They fucked shit up, didn't they?
Didn't they, though? Straight show up and show out.
Silly goose time, man. Like,
yeah,
look,
I mean,
there's plot
is
holes.
Could I make a comparison and see
Shit
if
the
y'all
fuck up,
agree?
goddamn it.
This movie is dead alive with vampires
yeah,
to an extent. Like,
yeah, I get that. Yeah. I mean, it's over the top. Dude, he fucking broke that bitch's spine at the beginning like 18 different times.
How good were the
Like-
fight scenes?
Yeah, they were
So-
good. Yeah.
so many contortionists in this
Well,
movie.
I think that
Yeah.
most of these vampires work for Circus Olay.
Yeah.
Goddamn, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't want to fight one.
Dude,
No,
so many
hell no.
so many people smack the floor in this movie. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I mean, it went straight to Netflix. Makes sense. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a good thing and a bad thing. I know that we've read articles and we've talked in the past about how like the only thing that is showing in theaters is like comic book movies or dramas, big time blockbusters, things like that. There's not these little action flicks, but that Netflix and streaming services is where these things
Yeah.
need to live at. You know what I mean?
Well, it's almost like it. These services are able to give a B movie a triple A movie polish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Give it a little bit more budget. Get Jamie Foxx or Snoop Dogg or
Hey,
fucking
Franco.
whoever.
And I know
Yeah.
B movie sounds derogatory in terms to like when you're referring to like star power and shit like that. But that's not the case at all. It's like, if you have the money to afford these actors, then you should have a little money on the side to make it look good while you're doing it.
Yeah,
It's a new
right.
category, dude. They're high budget B movies.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
B
mean?
plus.
B
Yeah,
plus.
B plus. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
That's it.
And that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we watched Gray Man, right? Or
Yeah.
Pale Man, whatever it is, Pale Horse, whatever that movie is called. And then Extraction, Chris Hemsworth, you got the Russos coming hot off of the hills of just completely fucking annihilating the Marvel universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they come in and they make these little action espionage type, action flicks.
Mhm.
And I mean, they would work as theater popcorn flicks, but they're like, nah, it's fine going straight to Netflix. We've got some star power. I've worked with these guys before. We're just going to have a good time and just roll with it. And that's like, it's great that we're finally to that point now where like someone with a fairly reasonable idea can come in there, and these streaming services are so competitive right now that they'll throw money at anything that they think is going to make money. It's going to bring viewers in. So fuck it. Let's invest 60 million into a vampire movie. You know what I'm saying? Let's invest 80 million into a vampire movie.
Well, like Knives Out too. That's
Yeah,
going
exactly.
straight to Netflix,
Yeah.
which is
So, I
crazy
mean-
because the first one,
Yeah.
but I get it.
Yeah. I get it as well. And I'm okay with it. Like that is where everybody has voted with their dollar. And that is where it has kind of rotated into. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with having these, I don't know, these B plus flicks,
Mm-hmm. Well, dude, by not using the money to promote and put it in the theater,
Yeah.
they can spend that on the movie. And
Exactly.
sometimes that's millions of dollars.
Yeah. Right.
Could be as high as 20 million.
Yeah. Which is crazy because think about if this movie, let's say, I don't know what the budget is, but I'm going to say that the budget was probably 40 to 60 million.
What do you think, Trav? I'm looking it up.
40 to 60.
Yeah, I'll say
I'd
50.
say-
I'll split the difference. I'll say 50 million.
I'm gonna say this movie was cheaper than that. I'm gonna say 25.
Drum roll.
Okay.
$100 million.
God
Wow.
You got to think though. The other one,
Fuck,
Extraction, was fucking 100 million. That last movie we watched, 100 million. Like,
Well, when you think about, now that I'm thinking about just how many stunt sequences went down in this
stars.
movie, that's where probably a lot of the money.
You spend a lot of money
because-
on that because you have to have safety.
Yeah.
You have people, you got to have ambulances there, all this
Yeah.
shit. Breaking glass, you
Well,
got to have cops.
yeah,
like,
people jumping
cost
off
a
the second
lot.
floor of like a balcony area, fucking
shots
all
take
that
longer.
shit.
Yeah.
So a lot of that probably went into a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that sequence where he gets the kid and he puts the headphones in the tablet and then he's fucking like just it's so silly, but it's so it's like you were saying, it was a good time. And it was a different way of approaching the classic, all right, let's get the getaway sequence,
Yeah.
You gotta have the car sandwich, some people are gonna fire some bullets, there's gonna be a ramp made out of something. Like
Yeah.
This is this guy's only movie that he's directed. J.J. Perry.
I mean,
He was the stunt guy for John Wick, Fast and Furious.
makes a
Warriors,
lot
Rundown.
of sense.
You name
Yeah.
it, he's been the stunt guy
That
for
throws
a
perspective for
shitload.
sure.
Machete Kills, like Iron
So like
Man.
he was in his bread and butter with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, did a good job
Well,
directing
yeah.
it. Like,
I think so.
which makes sense too with the gunplay, because
yeah,
I haven't seen quick gunplay like that since a John Wick film.
Yeah. Right.
Like where the pistol is not just fired once, like they empty the whole clip in a matter of seconds, man. Like,
well, dude, the movie comes in strong.
Yeah.
With that first
opening
scene where he
sequence.
goes, where he goes in the house with the shotgun, the fucking razor wire. Have a thing about the razor wire. There's a little bit of a plot hole here, okay?
All right.
All right. So later on, he decapitates the guy with a razor wire. Well, okay, so he was just a regular vampire.
Yeah.
So Dave Franco gets bit by the vampire. He doesn't
Yeah.
turn when he's decapitated, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
he was bit by her. Okay, well, her daughter was decapitated. And at the end, she gets decapitated and it kills her.
Yeah.
Y'all see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, they needed Franco to be alive.
Yeah, of course. Oh, when he
I
got
mean-
bit, I'm like, we're going that route? Like,
Yeah. I
I
wasn't
didn't expect
expecting
that at all.
well, you got to remember the silver still works, and that wire was silver line. Like he made a point to point that out earlier, And for the sake of being devil's advocate, I'd argue that
When he decapitated him.
well, when he goes to shoot her,
Yeah.
because his bullets, he says the whole, wood to the heart, silver to the neck, and he shoots. Like she's just really quick and caught that shit. Like she just bullet catched it, so she didn't get attacked with it. But like, I see what you're saying though. Absolutely.
What she say? She said the fucking in the end, the devil comes for everyone.
Yeah.
Diablo di Morte.
Yeah, you fucking bitch.
I
You
didn't
lick
say
the
it.
shit off my boot heel.
They could not afford Selma Hayek.
Snoop Dogg did the fucking UV blast from fucking Blade. Did he do that at one point in the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Can we say this is Snoop Dogg being as close to Arnold Schwarzenegger as we're ever gonna get?
Yeah. He was fucking shit
That
up.
minigun.
Big
Hamburger, dude.
Bertha.
Fucking Big John.
What was
Straight
funny is he like whenever he's going through the union, and all them damn secretaries are like, "Call me."
I really liked that.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
Y'all remember that LRPD or whatever? It was like the cops that
BPO?
fight the
Yeah.
bad guys. And then the thing that Will Smith did, like this was cool. How it had like a behind the scenes like little agency kind of Men in Black,
well,
you know.
Dude, that's what I was about to say. That like
yeah,
a Men in
all
Black
that stuff in this movie
headquarters.
we've seen in other movies.
Yeah.
But I thought that was cool. He might make another one, dude.
I'm
I
okay
have
with
a
that.
feeling they might make another. Well, the way it left off,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm in the field now. I'm a field guy. And it's like those two fighting together.
Yeah.
Well, I liked how Big John didn't die.
Yeah, I
Just
didn't want him to
popped
die
up out
either.
the popped up out the sewer and lit up a nail, dude.
It was a it was just a light bomb.
Yeah. So they got Big John. We're gonna make these motherfuckers pay, you know, like
Hey, I'm gonna need that hat back, son.
I actually have a little tidbit. You know how you couldn't see the vampires in the mirror at the beginning?
yeah.
Now, the reason that in old movies you don't see vampires in the mirrors is because there's lead in the mirror.
Yeah. Right.
The new mirrors, that wouldn't be the case.
Right.
But it's still cool that they left it in there.
I know, right?
Just a little nip.
You could see their clothes.
Yeah.
Well, they're like, hey, we're in a modern setting. Look at our vampire tropes.
Dude, that house fight?
Yeah.
How badass was that?
It was
Throw me
fucking,
my gun.
Yeah. I like how, you know, there was different levels of vampires. I like how I like how they went in depth with like, okay, so there's like different levels of vampires. There's this organization called the Union that goes out and tries to take care of these motherfuckers and all this stuff. But they don't get into really whatsoever, from what I can remember, about how, okay, vampires live amongst humans. The majority of the humans have no fucking clue that vampires even exist.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they didn't touch that
No, they just go with
whatsoever.
it.
And and I was like, holy shit, they're really putting some faith in, you know, into this.
Well, kind of in the out this, if you were to take the Netflix films and find where they would sit on your actual physical shelf, I would put this one on the same shelf next to Bright. And you know, those films were like y'all were mentioning, where
From a dusk till
you know,
dawn.
there's stuff established, and it's like, we're not explaining. It's just how the world works in this movie. Like, now,
That shit that they were in at the end, the little temple.
Yeah,
that's what's under the bar and From Dusk Till
Dawn.
Yeah,
they just moved it to South
we're at a
California
Mayan temple all of a sudden.
Yeah. I like all the 90s rap.
Oh, dude, they start playing ODB.
Yeah. I was like, that's fucking cool, man. Nah, it was like well done, perfect popcorn flick. Like it was the right amount of like action and violence. And that's what I was telling Corey when I was talking about it last night. He's like, kind of like an action horror. And I'm like, it's not really a horror movie.
It's more of a comedy.
Like, yeah, it's like a action comedy. And I guess you could technically classify it as horror because there's vampires.
Well, depending on the demographic audience, because like while it has some comedic bits, you know, if someone was to haphazardly watch this with a small child, you know, might freak them out, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, the debate was horror comedy versus horror action. Or were you just saying action comedy, really?
Well, what they say is more of an action comedy fantasy is what they put it out as. But
yeah,
like you're saying, to us, this isn't scary, of course. But I could see where some younger people. Well, it is rated R, so they shouldn't be watching it. But it could be.
Yeah,
there's a lot of violence.
Yeah, absolutely,
a lot. Like the whole movie.
Yeah,
hamburger meat people.
But yeah, it was a super fun time, man. Like I just, you know, hopped in, cut my brain off. It didn't have to make sense. It didn't have to be like this whole in-depth thing. I like how they left the world as what it was. And like I want to know more about this organization. Like is this something that like Van Helsing set up? You know what I'm saying? Like they could absolutely take that idea and run with it and build off of it. And like, you know, now they've reached a point in this world where it's like, okay, you've got good vampires. Now you've got the bad vampires, obviously. And like, you know, how is that going to work out? Like if the boss at the union finds out dude's a vampire, what are they going to do? You know, it's like, what do we, well, I mean, definitely going to try. Right. So
send them to the Daywalker division.
Yeah.
There you go.
That bitch was cold blooded though, right? Because she fucking put that dude outside
Yeah, dude.
under like chained to rebar, and then she's like, "I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna bury you in concrete so that you're alive
Forever.
Fuck that, yeah. Until they dig him up,
Damn.
like that's fucked. You know what I mean? That's a scary movie. That's the start to a scary movie. In 100 years, they dig this motherfucker up because they're remodeling some shit,
Yeah.
and he is
Oh, yeah.
fucking mad. You know, like what?
He's like,
So
he's asking where she's at, and they're like, who?
yeah, you know, the one bitch, and it's like, nah, I think,
There's no
I,
bitches here. They're all
yeah,
dead.
I think
Well,
Snoop Dogg.
he's got to fight the El Jefe
Yeah, right.
if she's not ill. Which I mean, I feel like they might have been. I feel like they implied that she was, but I don't recall any on-screen dialogue that made her go, "Yes, I am king shit." Like,
Nah. Well, and the way they made it sound was like you have like the vampire, and then you have like the vampires. It's kind of like
like she was a powerful one that just was like, "I'm gonna do this. I have
yeah,
the capacity. Like, let's fucking do this shit."
yeah. Well, the way they made it sound was like genetics, right? So like
Yeah.
whoever was turned directly by El Jefe is the most powerful.
Well, it's
They,
classic
you know,
hive mind. It's like
yeah,
you know, if he kills Jefe, then the vampire problem's kaput. Like, it's
right,
gone.
yeah.
El
But you
Jefe.
know, it was a great time though, man. I really enjoyed it. I thought that Jamie Foxx, of course, always does a great job. It looked like he was having fun, you
Yeah.
know. Snoop Dogg obviously looked like he was having fun.
Yeah.
Franco, you know, like it didn't take itself too seriously. And it reminded me a lot of Blade.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of like similarities between, you know, just how badass like these guys were like unintentionally badass. You know what I mean? Blade was a badass, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there was some similarities that I pulled from both of those, like how he would show up and these like they would freak out. Oh, he's fucking coming. It's
Check
like,
this
yeah,
out. I
dude.
have a little tidbit. So Dave Franco's in the movie. He plays the like kind of wimpy,
Yeah,
you know,
nerdy dude.
right hand to Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. Yeah.
A while back, man, I was watching Tiger Belly, the Bobby Lee podcast, and he
Yeah.
was upset with his girlfriend because she was like talked him into not doing this movie because they wanted
Really?
him to have an accent in the movie. It's like, well, he's Korean, so
Yeah.
now if he wasn't, then it'd be weird. But he is
Yeah.
Korean, and he looks very Korean. But he turned the role down because she was like, they want you to do an accent. Oh, that's so like the great, you know. Oh,
Yeah.
what? You know, you're a big star now. You don't have to do that. It was this movie.
What
And
did he
was
say
like,
what role?
it was the secondary role. Like,
The Franco role.
yes.
He should have fucking done it.
Oh, he was like, damn. Kind of fucked up. But could you imagine that?
Oh, that would have been
Bobby
hilarious.
Lee,
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx, because he'd be able to do it too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's kind of wimpy, kind of, you know.
Yeah. Don't touch
Well,
me.
Well, it makes sense. Like he looks like if he doesn't have a mullet and his hair's cut and so put some glasses on him, he looks like he works in a
Yeah.
place that kills vampires at a desk job.
Yeah,
But
right.
when I heard him talking about that, I was like, oh, you should have done it.
Yeah. I like Franco, but he would have really
Yeah.
fucking brought some
It would have been a
next
different.
level.
It would have been a different movie.
It would have been
Yeah.
different.
They probably would have let him go too. You know, like just have fun with it. Go fuck with Jamie Foxx.
Because I mean, obviously, like when they, I guess when they brought on Franco, they clearly went to the script and modified it to fit him. As you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
And
that was
so-
early on when they asked.
yeah. So like how like what would have been Lee's character and
Well, he
how
would have
that,
played
like,
the
no-
wimpy guy, but just
yeah, but like the approach, like you know, would he have
Yeah.
still would it have still been the same scenes, just you know, Bobby Lee in the suit?
yeah.
Nah.
Like,
I
would it?
think-
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I want to see that version of Day Shift now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. What if they they might have him come back to do a sequel if they decide to do a sequel.
Well, he was so mad about it that he broke up with his old lady. So
Damn.
I don't think that's why he did it, but
He would have made some money.
Yeah, definitely. He should have fucking anyway. It's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. Like I thought it was just a silly good time. I like what they're doing over there, and I'm excited, hopefully, to see more. Like I would like to see where this goes, and if it doesn't go anywhere, then hey, when's the last time we had a really good vampire movie?
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
Vampire in Brooklyn.
I
I'm
mean,
just
but
saying something like
like,
that funny. Like
yeah,
you said, dude, I turn your brain off. You didn't have to think about what you're watching. Just watch it.
yeah, right.
Star.
Yeah, I'm giving it a star too, man. I really had a good time with it.
Oh, I don't have any arguments with anything that you gentlemen have said, but I'll give it a half though. And the reason I give it a half is because it is a good silly goose time. It is a lot of, it's fun, a lot of great sequences. But I don't see myself watching this again though. Like, and I feel like a lot of people would probably come away from that with the same feeling. It
Yeah.
feels like
Only
a
if I was
one
going
and
to
done.
watch it with someone else to get them to
Now,
watch it.
now,
That's the difference.
I want to asterisk this. I want to asterisk this half star because, as we were discussing earlier, if this movie gets a sequel and the world's expanded on, and there's like this silly goose time saga that kind of unfolds with it over the span of a movie or two, then I'd probably go back and bring it up to a full. But with what we got in the current standing, good movie, but it's also a one and done for me, and so I'll give it a half.
I feel you there, man. Like this day and age, dude, there's so much going on. I really don't have time to just sit around either and watch. Like if I've got time to watch a movie, it's probably going to be another one. Something I haven't seen. You got those ones you revisit from time to time, but there's just so much content to get to.
But I would throw this in the pile of films of like, hey, if you haven't, like, recommendations, like oddball ones, like if once this movie's made its, once this movie's left the top 10 cycle on Netflix, it's and it's just there, it's in the catalog and stuff. Eventually someone will be like, man, I ain't got nothing to watch, and I'll be like, well, shit, check out Day Shift. It's weird, it's crazy, it's got a lot of action,
Yeah.
Like and exactly like you guys are saying, like you don't have to have a PhD in philosophy to fucking get what's going on.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, if someone's like, I like John Wick, I would absolutely be like, yeah, well, the dude from those guys made this. Like, it's got a lot of good
movie he's ever directed.
It's got a lot of little moving parts in it that you can recommend it to people.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good for like a general palette of action film.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think 2.5 is good. Definitely deserves that, in my opinion. But She-Hulk. Finally got the first episode of She-Hulk. I watched it whenever I got home today. And
do you want a basic gestalt? No.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of run of the mill
Disney show.
Well, run of the mill Disney, run of the hill origin thing.
They got into it quick, right?
Yeah, they did.
They laid that out quick.
Long.
She's a She-Hulk.
Yeah. And I like the approach that they're going with it so far. Like I do. I like the idea of it being almost a procedural type deal where they're going to have different, like, because I can imagine that, like, okay, somebody comes in, she's defending this person. She's got to go in, see what's going on, what kind of powers they have, their motivations. Like, I think that they can do some very clever world building with this show.
Daredevil.
If they do it right. That's the thing that I'm worried about. Like,
yes,
that they could make it very comedic, very fun, very family friendly, all this kind of stuff. But they could introduce some of these really weird minor characters. Like, could you imagine like Bullseye? You know what I'm saying? Like,
who was that showed up?
I
At
have
the
no
end
fucking
there, it's
clue.
like, who's this fucking person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there with y'all on that, and I have a opinion slash theory. I think that, because a lot of complaints that you hear is that the MCU has messed up the Hulk.
Yeah. I
I
was going to
mean,
bring that up.
and it's and that's at face value, absolutely right.
Yeah.
You can't get past any of it.
Yeah.
But I would like to think, with Kevin Feige being this, from the early stages of him running Marvel Studios and showing that he's like, he knows the characters and he's a comic fan, yada yada. Like, he's a fan making, like, with the dream job,
Yeah, right.
I feel like that is such a misstep that I feel like it's got to be intentional.
Well, and here's the thing, like, here's always been the thing with the Hulk. It's like, whether it's been Rage Monster Hulk or Smart Hulk, the pendulum has always swung back in the other direction whenever these things happen. So my question is like, okay, we had regular Hulk, like Avengers, Avengers 2, all the way up until like Thor Ragnarok. You had like regular Hulk, then you had Endgame, Infinity War, and now this you have like kind of Smart Hulk. When is that pendulum going to swing back? Because like his whole thing is finding balance and him coming to terms with this, and he's stuck as Hulk and blah blah blah. Like, when is it going to manifest itself? Because you kind of see that a little bit in Ragnarok, where he was Hulk for 2 years. He was this absolute rage monster. So you could say the pendulum is swinging back the other way, which is fine. We didn't see that time. We saw a tidbit of that time, but we didn't see that full time period. So when is it going to swing back the other way? Because my thing is like, they could be building up to something absolutely massive with the Hulk.
That is where I'm going with this. Absolutely.
So I don't know. I really hope that, like, because how fitting would it be for the Hulk to go out because the Avengers had to take him out? You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I don't even think it has to be death per se.
Yeah.
I think it could build up to, because that's the thing. Hulk is a tragedy.
Yes.
He's Banner trying to control this fuck up he did.
Yeah.
And throughout the MCU, we've seen that character evolve from being, they even make a point to highlight it when Smart Hulk goes back to 2012 Hulk, and he feels like he feels like he's more sophisticated than he was then.
Yeah.
And we've just seen this trajectory of him slowly not being the Hulk, Rage Monster, whatever you want to call it, but the Hulk. He's this uncontrollable force of nature that in brief moments can kind of keep his shit together, but for the most part, he's fucking shit up. Like, he's not there to fucking further the plot with words. Like, but and I guess it kind of in She-Hulk, when they show that he's done all this, he's been cataloging his journey for so long.
Yeah.
Okay, my theory is that they've shown us that to make a point to tell you that Hulk's been making a lot of progress. Like, he's slowly getting his life together.
Yeah.
Now that Betty has left him in this timeline, like he's alone.
Yeah.
Well, he's got his family, one of which is now a Hulk that is going to be more than likely involved in shit he's got to get involved in.
Yeah.
Now that she's on the game board, and I think it's something I feel like I got to thinking about it, and I was like, they've been introducing all these new characters lately, like Miss Marvel, Hawkeye's, Hawk Girl or Lady Hawk, whatever. And there's more to come. Like, there's still going to be spitting out these characters, and a lot of people are just looking at it going, "Oh, it's just Marvel Studios being Marvel Studios, keeping the money train pumping." But if
Yeah.
you look at it through a narrative perspective, I think they're introducing a lot of these characters because they're going to be red shirts.
Yeah.
Once the mainstays get established, like once we, have an X-Men that's an Avenger, once we have a member of the Fantastic Four that's an Avenger, that type, once we get a new solidified team that's built up going into the next films, I think they're giving us red shirts, and I think She-Hulk is one of them. And I think that's going to be one of the consequences of one of the movies, where we're going to have either Doctor Doom or Kang kill a bunch of heroes, or get them killed if they're not going to downright murder them.
Yeah.
But She-Hulk's going to get taken off the board. Hulk's going to have his tipping point.
Yep.
He's going to break.
That's gonna.
He's gonna lose all his. He's gonna lose his shit, because not only is it someone he loves, it's his flesh and blood.
Yeah.
Like, if there's something that's gonna make Banner undo all his psychological progress since the Incredible Hulk, it's something as significant as that.
Yeah.
Because he's lost Black Widow, and he kind of, he was still kind of like, it didn't fuck him up bad. But like something like that, because they even show you at the beginning their whole dynamic, their family. So they've given us all the cards to build it, or to play the hand that, like, in the future, Hulk's going to get his psyche broken. We're going to get him either being just a third-party threat that the heroes have to deal with, but we're going to get an underlying World War Hulk-ish, not a complete replica of it. Although that ship at the very beginning is the ship from the species that's from Ragnarok.
Yeah.
From Sakaar and everything. Another Planet Hulk reference.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to adapt pieces of it to where she's going to die. Hulk's going to get pissed. The Hulk persona is going to take over. The Hulk's going to blame the Avengers for her dying, while Banner's that, because there'll be a way to where they can be like, all right, well, while he was smart, Hulk was inside, but Hulk was evolving too.
Yeah.
So when he comes out, he's straight up just like, fuck all of you, fuck everything. It's smashing time,
Well, and that would be the perfect build up to making this MCU's version of the Illuminati. Because all the pieces are in place for that to happen. Neymar's coming in, Professor X is coming in. You'll have Doctor Strange is there already in some capacity. He might be fucked up though.
And remember, Hulk was originally was a contender for the actual antagonist for the first Avengers film before they settled on it being Loki.
Yeah.
So him being a bad guy and having to be dealt with has been on the table since the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got Black Bolt, you've got Captain Marvel. Like, they're putting the pieces in place. Mr. Fantastic. They're putting all these pieces in place to do something like that. And it could be something as simple as, like, we've talked about this a little bit. It's like, okay, we have our cosmic threat with Kang. You know what I'm saying? We've got our space threat with Kang as well, to us, and the multiversal threat. But where is our Earth threat?
And what a more interesting way to put it is to be like, well, they're having to deal with Hulk on Earth. Like, he's
fucking everything up. He don't care.
And have it to where, like, he's just have that nod to World War where they have to fight him, and each little, they, like, each hero that he engages with, the ante's upped a little bit, like, goes from fighting somebody to somebody else, and they're a little bit stronger than that other hero. Like, it just keeps kind of building like that.
Right.
And that would make for some pretty interesting stories and eye candy, because it would all boil back down to Banner and Hulk being reduced to how they started. That's how you would, quote unquote, reboot, but have the pendulum shift completely, like, fly off the fucking clock top,
Right.
and have it to where the reality is that, Bruce Banner has to deal with being the Hulk. And that would open up a lot of avenues to continue taking his character, because you could go, if you want, like, since Marvel is entering more mature content with Deadpool and everything on Disney Plus and all that kind of bullshit, and the way they're integrating that could open up for them to go back to Edward Norton's original dark tone for the Hulk.
Yeah.
And you could do the Immortal Hulk, where it's like it's balls to the wall, Jekyll and Hyde, like Banner's fucking looking up in a fucking nasty ass bathroom mirror, and Hulk's just staring right back, like fucking with him, like that type of shit. Or you can get Hulk Agent of Shield or whatever. It's a run where he goes to Shield or Sword, whatever you want to call it, whatever the human based anti anything threat company, whatever, and be like, yo, I'm gonna Hulk out, but when I do, point me like a cannon.
Yeah.
But when I'm Banner, let me be up here and do my science shit and make everything fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, and think about it this way too. Like, what if Hulk isn't the be all end all threat? What if he's a pawn? Like someone uses him as a cannon. He's a pawn. So we know for certain that we're getting Secret Wars, right? That would, and then we're getting Fantastic Four. So that would in turn put the correct people in place for a potential reason for Doctor Doom to want to be more powerful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if he stops the Hulk, then he becomes the hero. But does he lose himself in the process? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, like, and I mean, just the fact that, you know, Doom's hubris would be his downfall.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
so he could be a pawn. Like Doom could set the whole thing in motion by doing something fucked up, and in turn, like he was like, well, this one got out of hand faster than I thought. Nobody knows it's me. Maybe I can get some power so that I can stop Hulk. Kind of like, you know, be the hero. Fuck the Fantastic Four. I'm the hero here. And then that puts him on a path of just like,
that would be a really cool way of like adapting him as like a faux God Emperor Doom. Like he controls everything. He becomes what Iron Man envisioned, but didn't want, like, you know what I mean? Like the suit of armor around the world. Like Doom assumes the role of like, I'm gonna protect Earth. These heroes can't do shit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, what if Doctor Doom's been playing behind the scenes this whole time with certain things?
Yeah. So, and that would be very interesting, and that would provide really interesting like Earth villains instead of just having one, because you already know like Kang's going to be kind of all over the place, fucking shit up. So that would present multiple villains, and in the process, it would also give a moral quandary. It's like, okay, does someone as powerful as Hulk or Doom put their selfish things aside to help stop Kang?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
So I mean, which I've got all the faith in the world that Feige's going to be able to, you know, do his thing. But like for She-Hulk,
yeah,
Well,
I was gonna say,
let me
going
say
back
this
to-
though. Let me add this to that. The lady, I mean person, I don't, you know, that created the show, the writer wrote the entire series. She did episodes of Robot Chicken, Silicon Valley, and Rick and Morty.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So
versed in
got
the little
some faith
multiverse.
in that.
Yeah, right.
But we'll see.
And I think narratively shifting back to the star of the show, She-Hulk, I think the idea is already in motion of kind of what we've talked about in the past, where we're going to get a situation where, all right, it's going to be like an onion, guys. It has layers. No Shrek reference, you know, intended. But you have your immediate vicinity. Where's that most of the time going to be? New York.
Yeah.
So we have a team that has to deal with New York's bullshit. Then you have the Avengers that deal with the world threat, and the world you got to deal with Doctor Doom. Expanding out into space and time and multiverse shit. You have Kang right now.
Yeah.
And so I feel like this show's building up to where we're gonna get not necessarily a lot of Daredevil stuff, but maybe a few scenes here and there, of course. But I feel like it's gonna shift maybe, and we're gonna get a lot of Jen Walters, Matt Murdock time instead of She-Hulk and Daredevil.
Yeah. Which is
Well,
fine.
And
Like,
let me add this. When I saw Mark Ruffalo that first episode, I was like, all right, we're probably not going to see him again for a while. Well,
yeah.
on IMDb, it says he's in all 9 episodes. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Also says that Charlie Cox is going to be in the next rest of the show. 8 episodes. There's
Cool.
only 9.
Okay.
And I believe this because on here they have people, listed as 2 episodes, 7 episodes, 9,
Right.
because I was like, we're not going to see the Hulk again. But according to this, he's in the rest of the show.
Yeah.
And so is Charlie Cox.
Okay.
I'm excited
Okay.
about that.
I feel like this show is gonna be deceptive. It's gonna be glossed over for obvious reasons. And I think it's gonna be just like I would say with Captain America or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I feel like these shows are like the Thor: The Dark World of
Yeah.
the Disney shit, because these are going to be stories that are going to plant the most seeds, and some people are not even going to give it much of a chance, or they're going to
Yeah.
turn it off for whatever ignorant idea. But
yeah, they've been hate bombing the reviews.
I think that they'll look back and they'll go, not necessarily it's required viewing, but it's like, oh well, why is this happening? It's like, oh well, it is established here. Go watch this. Did you
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the whole fucking the big Disney Marvel Studios machine kicks on and is like, I've got that somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and I didn't know they were review bombing it. Like I thought it was.
Here's where the hate's coming in. They're like, oh, she can just handle it better because she's a woman. And it's like, well, there's no testosterone there, so that would probably make a little bit of sense, Just a
Yeah.
little. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I think it's an easy thing that gets pointed out in the show if you pay attention. Whenever Hulk forces her to transform, he says that the triggers are fear and anger. Hers is fear. Hulk's is anger.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's there, and they even point out that they're different people. Like, and I mean, honestly, if we can just just like admit it here, sometimes a lot of women do hold their composure a little bit better than men do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I wasn't
that's
leaving
just a
reviews.
fact.
You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me, but
I'm not.
there's always
going
to be that. Like, dude, on IMDb, it's sitting at a 5.3 out of 10.
But I'm saying,
40,000 reviews.
I'm saying I've watched a lot of other stuff that smacked that point across my face a little bit more, like to make me go, that was dumb, instead of rolling my eyes or whatever. But like, it's once again though, it's showing us though that she wasn't in control, because even when Hulk's trying to like explain shit to her, she ain't having it.
Yeah.
She's not balanced at all. Like, sure, she can control her shit and her composure, but she's still just as what the fuck as Banner is.
Yeah. Right.
And so I feel like Holt was showing more balance there and was more or less kind of babysitting her on the fucking island, that whole shit. But I feel like it's showing us that they're just getting around Universal, man.
Yeah.
I really hope this is a way for them to tell as much Hulk shit as they can without having to make a Hulk film, which is part of the reason why they can't, because the rights are to make a solo film with Universal, of course.
Yeah.
Well,
and
this
so,
is Smart Hulk. That's what they call him. On the
Because
thing, he's titled as Smart Hulk. I guess they're allowed to use that.
look at any post Infinity War moment with the Hulk. Ragnarok excluded. Well, no, you can include it. For crying out loud, Led fucking Zeppelin was playing when you see it. But you compare any of that to the Incredible Hulk footage and sequences in that movie and in the Avengers, and it's not in fucking day, man.
Yeah.
And this was a good way to kind of expand on that more, like showing you, yeah, like we were considering Hulk this whole fucking time. We weren't just necessarily shitting on the character, but his, changing things around to where he's not the Hulk that everybody knows and loves. While that might be a boring part, it's going to add to really good character development if we're all in agreement that this is hopefully going to a point where it's going to turn dark.
Yeah.
Like really bad.
Yeah.
Because I just want the eye candy of just like Hulk fucking just emanating gamma radiation, just fucking full nuclear Godzilla, man. He's just eating up like reality around him's fucking just tearing apart.
Yeah. But yeah, I like what they're doing. I like where they're going with this. I'm excited to see more, man. I think that we're off to a good start anyway. So
Tim Roth rolls in next week.
Hell yeah,
he's gonna be in the rest of the episodes too.
Yeah, dude.
That's
he's
cool.
In jail, so
that's
that
badass
sense.
that they're still that they were able to still hold on to him. Which it was crazy that basically everyone from the Ed Norton film, besides Liv Tyler, like they're still out there in the MCU somewhere. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be sad seeing Thunderbolt Ross replaced because of hurt, but it's they're gonna find a way around that.
Yeah, they'll figure that out for sure. I got a little bit of movie news if y'all are interested. So Avatar, yeah, I know, right? Avatar set for theatrical re-release with improved visuals and new trailer.
How do you improve?
Yeah, right.
4K.
I don't know. Higher render, who knows?
Avatar
at that point?
No. Avatar is headed back to theaters. However, it isn't for a place in cinematic history. Instead, Cameron wants to promote the film ahead of the long-awaited sequel's release. Avatar: The Way of Water is scheduled to arrive later this year on December the 16th, and the studio is looking to recoup the rumored $250 million budget spent on producing the film. It's been 13 years since Avatar first arrived in theaters, and the team behind Way of Water wants to ensure audiences remember the movie exists while piquing fans' interest ahead of the sequel. The Avatar re-release scheduled for September the 23rd won't include any extra scenes or VFX improvements. However, the film will be upgraded with a stunning 4K HDR transfer, allowing the world of Pandora to be brighter and more immaculate than ever before. Some improved crystal clear visuals are shown in the trailer, which was released on the official Avatar YouTube channel earlier today, August the 23rd. So it's been 13 years.
Yeah, 2009, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Here's what's crazy though. Avatar is removed from Disney Plus ahead of the re-release. So Disney is looking to make all the money they can from the Avatar re-release, and the company has decided to eliminate the option of streaming the film 1 month before its arrival back in theaters. According to reports, the movie, which is currently the highest grossing film of all time, was recently removed from the streaming service to fans' displeasure. Avatar first made its way to the service after Disney acquired Fox, and fans believed they would be able to watch the film from the comfort of their homes before the release of Avatar: The Way of the Water in December. However, that won't be the case, as 20th Century Studios and Disney will be hoping for a big turnout at their theater on September the 23rd. So this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that, okay, Avatar, highest grossing movie of all time.
All time.
Blah, blah, blah.
$2.8 billion.
Yeah. They spent $250 million on making the sequel to Avatar that is 13 years later, right? to me, it doesn't sound like they're very confident that they're going to make that money back.
They need a refresher.
Well, they need a refresher, but also they said they want to recoup some of the money. So it's like, are you not confident in how the film's going to perform?
Yeah, you're not going to make that money back?
Yeah, exactly. Like, highest grossing film of all time, can you do it again?
No.
No, I don't think it's going to happen, right?
Nowhere near.
Unless there's some
money.
Well, unless they like hook you up into that fucking pod thing that Luke was hooked up into, where you actually felt like you were in the water.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way, dude. Like, and pulling it off of the streaming service is a dumb idea.
Yeah.
But I mean, because it's 13 years old. Unless you're going to offer people $5 tickets to every viewing, then there's like, I didn't watch it on theaters the first. No, I did.
I saw it in theaters.
So I watched it at home, and then I went to the movie theater when they, because they had it in theater again. They re-released it again, and I went that time and watched it.
Did you happen to watch it in 3D?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah. So, but I mean, it's just one of those things, man. Like,
well, we could have prevented this back years and fucking years ago when we saw all those ads being like, hey, vote to keep this internet policy in place. Well, when we removed it, one of the things that we started getting were the paywalls and the control of content under these corporations, so they can do this. And this is the beginning. Like, this isn't the first film that's been, removed from services just because insert whatever reason.
Yeah, no, I agree. But, it's just crazy because, like, it's been 13 years. First of all, that's peak Blu-ray.
And I agree, and I agree, man. But, this is also just a glaring reminder that, like, these streaming services, they're just services. They're not archives.
Yeah.
And, no. Yeah, they'll take it down whenever they feel like it. There's now websites dedicated to telling you what streaming services removed that month and what they put up.
Yeah. But that goes for any digital content, though. That goes back to like games and like, how do you archive something like that? How do you archive an IP if there's not a physical release of that IP that people can physically insert into a player and play it or experience it? It's like, there could be a movie that's released. Let's say that, like, The Lighthouse. I'll use it as an example. Let's say The Lighthouse comes out. Let's say 10 years from now, The Lighthouse gets banned for whatever reason. Something fucked up happens and The Lighthouse gets banned. And they just pull it completely from history, basically. The only people that are going to have it are people that bought physical copies of it at that point. Of course, that it would be contraband. It is what
I have
it is.
the Game of Thrones season 1 with George Bush head. They've completely removed that.
Yeah.
From any future release, Blu-ray, whatever. But I have that. I bought it at Baggage.
I mean,
didn't know it's what I had, but
yeah, right.
I was like, $5.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy, man. That's a whole nother topic with like physical release versus digital release as a whole, because like at the end of the day, man, like this has got to be backed up. And if they're going to just fully release digital content, they need to reduce the license of it. Like, okay, Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse is fixing to go open to, or
public domain.
Yeah, public domain. Yeah. And I'm sure that Disney's going to do everything in their power with their legal team to stop that from happening, so people don't, make a mockery of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they need to do something in the other direction to try to negate some of this, because there should be websites like archive.org that are dedicated to backing all of this stuff up. So I don't know, man. That's crazy. But one good thing that is happening with streaming services, Halloween ends to release on Peacock and in theaters on the same day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Jamie Lee Curtis appeared in a video today to announce that Halloween Ends will follow the same release strategy as Halloween Kills, with the movie being released on Peacock on the same day it arrives in theaters. After playing Laurie Strode for 4 decades, Curtis will play the character for one last time in the movie, which will deliver an end to the Michael Myers versus Strode story, once again under the direction of David Gordon Green. Halloween Ends is a culmination of a new trilogy that began in 2018 with Halloween, a direct sequel to the events of John Carpenter's original 1978 movie, and continued last year with Halloween Kills. The new movies essentially created an alternate timeline that disregarded all of the previous Halloween sequels and formed an alternative timeline in which Michael and Laurie are not related. In the video, Curtis explained the reason for the release strategy, commenting that the success of the dual release during the COVID pandemic is partially the reason why they have decided to release the movie on Peacock on the same day as it opens in theaters. I'm not going to read what she had to say about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's going to release in theaters and on streaming at the same time.
Yep. So what's funny is we were just talking about that. I think it was the last episode. You're talking about Halloween's coming up, guys, and it was like, wonder if that's gonna. So it is, and that's gonna be the third week in October. I'm gonna add it to the list.
Yeah, because like
third week in October, October 17th, we watch Halloween Ends.
Yeah, got to, right? But yeah, man, that's okay with me. I might still go to the theaters and watch it. I have the option to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing. I wish I would have went and watched the 2018 one in theaters, you know? But that's really cool that they're doing that. And I'm happy they're going that route with it and ending the saga that way, you know? So the Batman director Matt Reeves signs multi-year deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. So Pattinson's Cape Crusader seems to be safe from the recent Warner Brothers Discovery cancellations, as director Matt Reeves has signed a deal with the studio, according to reports from Deadline. The filmmaker's production company, Sixth and Idaho, signed a first-look deal with Warner Brothers and Warner Television, allowing the company to pick anything Reeves comes up with in the upcoming years. Earlier this year, Reeves launched the film The Batman, which saw Pattinson take over the role of Batman following a sadistic killer who begins murdering critical political figures within Gotham. The Batman is set in with one spinoff focusing on Arkham Asylum and the Gotham City Police Department, and another centered on Colin Farrell's Penguin character. Until now, the projects were seemingly up in the air. Since Batgirl's cancellation, every project within the DCEU and beyond has been under the spotlight for the company. However, the deal between Reeves and Warner Brothers almost ensures fans will get more Batman content. Warner Brothers Pictures Group co-chairman CEO Michael DeLuca released a statement expressing his excitement about the agreement. Pam and I gratefully inherited the relationship with Matt from the Batman and through the beginning stages of planning the Penguin series for HBO Max. We were excited to nail down his overall deal because it's a cornerstone of what we want to do with the filmmakers that are working at the studio. We want to create an atmosphere where all of these filmmakers can excel and do their work and stay with us once they are inside the Warner's family. Keeping Matt and creating a home for him to do more projects in the Batman universe, but also originals, was very important to us. So I wanted to throw this article in there because that's cool. I like the Pattinson Batman. I thought it was very well done. But they canceled Batgirl. They shelved it, right? Using it as a tax write-off. And then also I read an article last night where they were working on, I think it was Batman Cape Crusader, which was an animated series. They downscaled the Warner Brothers animated department massively. And people online, because this article was posted on Twitter, and I was reading over it, and then I wanted to skim through the comments and stuff. People were losing their fucking minds about this. Like, they've got to get this fucking Discovery guy out.
Well, to agree with those fans, though, I have to say the DC animation department had it figured out, man. I hadn't watched all of them, but I watched a few of the movies from that studio, and they're good. They're very good.
There's a bunch of them, yeah.
Well, but here's the thing, though, man. Like the DC animated films, for the longest time, you would get one every year, maybe one every other year. You would either get a Batman animated flick, you would get a Justice League, you would get a Superman, you would get this, you would get that. And they kind of did their thing with it. What Warner Brothers was trying to do after doing a little digging on this, they were just like throwing money at every animated project that they could possibly throw money at to see what stuck. And that goes to like all of their animated shit.
Well, and that's absolutely true, because there is a very large catalog of films to watch, and some of them you're like, why is this even a thing? I think I've bought like little dollar fine, shelf movies, from and it's these obscure ones, man.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, if it's something that points in the direction of where the movies that do get released are of even better quality, then absolutely. But it can be seen as a negative and a positive. The positive is that you're going to get quality content. The negative, though, is that it's going to leave a lot of those more weirder ideas on the floor, and maybe that's where they need to be. But some of them work. Some of them are lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
And there could be a chance that those will be forgone. But, in the money-making mindset, if it results in a better product, then why not?
Well, whenever he took over, Warner Brothers was billions of dollars in debt.
Dude, they just took that $80 million hit.
Yeah.
Money's got to be cut somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm all right with them cutting that. They didn't cut the Matt Reeves. They could have axed that dude and been like, that's it after the show.
Going back to the article, though, what I'm hopeful out of this is that maybe we actually get a Batman saga where we see him go from where he's at in the Batman to borrow from the animated series, the Kevin Conroy season, fucking like everything is already thought of. Like he's 2 steps ahead of everything.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to actually see a series of films that does that without necessarily being like, oh, well, this series is going to cover 2 years in his life. It's like, give us a very like good, like a good chunk of story. Let some time pass between the movies. There doesn't have to be a movie every time he's got to go, because the whole idea is that Batman doesn't kill the Rose Gallery, he just locks them up. We get it that they get out. Have some of the better characters maybe be the ones that elaborate on that. Yeah. But you don't, doesn't have to be a movie where he's constantly fighting, a Bane or whatever. Like some of those characters can be overlooked.
Yeah.
And get it to where we have it, and in the age of Easter eggs, hell, every time you have a time jump, you can have something in there that's like, hey, he busted this guy since then. You're like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah. So what it sounds like to me, though, is like, Warner Brothers was doing this already, and then they let the audience dictate where the studio went. Because think about it. They brought Snyder in. They let him do his Man of Steel. They let him do Batman v Superman. They were setting him up. If I remember correctly, he also had other projects in the works at Warner Brothers, and I think one of them was that zombie movie, and they're like, no, we're out of the Zack Snyder bit. Yeah. So
internet hates us.
Yeah. So he goes to Netflix, strikes up a deal with Netflix where now he's making Netflix movies.
Yep.
Which is fine because they're making money. They're
coming out. So
yeah, he's got 2 movies out now, and they're working on a television series all based in this zombie world with Batista.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm interested to see Rebel Moon.
yeah,
Yeah, right. So, and what I'm like, they were in that business of trying to get these creators in there, trying to get these directors and writers in there, and basically putting them in a house and letting them grow from there and make the company money. Because like Nolan released all his films through, was it Universal or Sony? He released all of his,
Legendary.
yeah, so he released all of his movies except for this last one through the same studio. And he was like, okay, it's time for me to go somewhere else. Respectable. How much money has this dude made this company? You know what I'm
a
saying?
shit ton.
Yeah, they brought him in, they nurtured him, they allowed him to do the crazy Nolan ideas that he wanted to do to make these films. And he grew and grew and grew, and he decided that their partnership was done. Like he wanted to move on to something else. That's fine. That's what that's what Warner Brothers is trying to do now.
That's what
And
Disney
like
did.
exactly.
But there's one thing though, and that's Warner Brothers is going to have to deal with the fact, and it seems like they haven't accepted it, or hopefully this guy over at Discovery is, thinking it, without rose-colored glasses. But they've got to get it understood that they're not going to top The Dark Knight. All these DC movies are going to be in the shadow of that film.
Yeah.
Because not necessarily because it was a good movie, because it is, but because it is such a piece of pop culture now.
Yeah.
It's just, you're not going to be able to do that again
Right.
the way
And I
that
think
movie did. And so being able to just like not worry about being that movie
Well, they
anymore,
got
and
to
that's
find
what
their own thing. Yeah.
that was part of what made Matt Reeves the Batman a pleasant surprise for me, because I went in with no expectation.
yeah.
Like, I wanted it to be good, of course, but I didn't go in already thinking the movie was going to be great.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
and I left and was like, hell yes.
Yeah.
So,
and that, like, you have to respect this dude for saying no. Like, it sucks that these people lost their job. It sucks that, like, they were stuff that they were currently working on or finished that's not going to get released. Like, that always sucks. But he is a businessman that's trying to save a company that is absolutely in debt right now. So, like, here's the thing with that Batman animated series. Warner Brothers said, we don't want to back it anymore. Take it somewhere else and see if you can sell it, and
Yeah.
we'll produce it. Like,
Awesome. It'll find a home.
exactly. It'll
Find
be
a
on
home.
a streaming service next week. You know what I'm saying? And people are losing their fucking minds. And it's like, no, dude, like Warner Brothers has fucking pissed money away for fucking 20 years at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't know this dude, but apparently part of the merger too is CNN. CNN's involved in this, and they just wasted $300 million on an app that lasted a month. So it's
That's
not just
fucked
these
up.
movies.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
they're bleeding money.
Yeah, they're
And this
hemorrhaging it
guy's
like
and
crazy.
he's bringing the axe down, dude. They've canceled shows, even on CNN, just on TV. They've canceled
Yeah,
shows. Like the guy's making cuts, and
yeah. That's what you got to do. He's a businessman. He's going to put his thing is like, if we deliver quality content, then people will show up and they'll spend money on our product. It's not like the difference between a studio and a streaming service is a streaming service can throw whatever at the wall.
something will stick.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully bring viewers in, hopefully not. It is what it is. With a studio, you have to fully be 100% into that, because this is going to be like, if you spend $250 million on an Avatar movie, it better fucking make $1 billion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, that's where I'm at with it. So, I just think it's funny that these people are fucking raising hell about this shit, bitching about it and everything. But like, look, let this guy do what he needs to do. let him reestablish the groundwork of what he needs to do, and then they may revisit some of these things in the future.
Yeah, first
Like,
we got to get out of the hole.
Well,
yes,
yeah, and you know what this is also going to do is because of it making it to where projects are going to be a little bit more scrutinized before giving the green light. And if it's quality content, then that means that if we're going to go on the fan side and look at respect to the IP, respect to characters, like the movies will lose risk in that it'll be the pointless risks that are going to be gone finally.
right.
Like instead of trying to interpret a character and it could have them completely ass backwards, they're going to be like, okay, we'll have to really consider how audiences would react to this.
Yeah.
Which means they're going to need people who know the characters, which will either A, get some good writers, some good jobs finally, or B, it's just going to die off. And that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, there was enough of a backlash, though. It's like, okay, so someone will probably pick that animated show up.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of people that were like, what? So it's like, oh, there's an audience.
Yeah.
Any takers?
So, yeah, we'll see what comes down the pipeline for Warner Brothers. But, I mean, we've talked about it here specifically through the lens of the DCEU. And at the end of the day, if this is going to be something that is going to allow the company to make money and grow and like be profitable, then that stuff will come back. You just can't keep throwing money at the wall and seeing what sticks, man. We've seen it time after time.
Well, and bringing directors in and then being like, no, we don't like that. We're changing it.
And
yeah, we're not. Yeah.
And this franchise is a beautiful mess because there's some good movies that are in that catalog that's already established, and it just sucks that there's no sense of trajectory. At least with the Snyderverse, we had a sense of where shit was going.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So maybe this, and back to the article with Matt Reeves, this shows that finally there's some sort of there's finally a goalpost getting agreed upon somewhere.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
So that's good news.
Yeah, it really is, man. But next up, I just want to throw this out there. Thor: Love and Thunder Disney Plus release date has been revealed. So it will be coming to Disney Plus on September the 8th, 2022. So we will have that to look forward to.
Yep.
We'll finally be able to give it the old what for on the pod.
Add it to the list. That will be September the 13th.
Yeah.
Podlock.
So I'm interested to see what everybody's thoughts on it are.
I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen it, and me and you haven't even really had a chance because we're always around people that haven't. So
yeah, right.
But I am excited to.
Yeah, for sure.
Scream and go.
Yeah. Well, for me, I regretted not seeing Ragnarok in theaters because I chose Josh Whedon's Justice League.
Ooh.
Like I thought it was a win, but oh man, an awkward walk back to the car, knowing that movie was on the marquee and I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep in the same tradition, having not seen it in theaters, and hope that I get to eat my words when it comes out.
Well.
So yeah, that's awesome. So the 8th.
Yeah.
So in a couple weeks, looking forward to it.
It's gonna be good. Last up here, the Lord of the Rings rights purchased, new owners already considering spinoff.
No.
Yeah.
Stop.
So is this connected to the Amazon stuff?
I'm not sure.
I don't understand.
So, the unforgettable characters of J.R.R. Tolkien officially have a new home, and things are already stirring. In February, Zantz Co. announced they were looking to sell the rights of the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogy to new owners. This ownership, which includes the film, merchandising, gaming, and event rights, has officially been purchased by Embracer Group, and from the looks of things, they have big plans ahead. Embracer Group has already had a history with the world of Middle Earth. They're the parent company of Asmodee, who have already published over a dozen games involving the world of Middle Earth, including The Lord of the Rings, the card game, and The Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle Earth. Lars Wingenfors, Embracer Group's founder, expressed his delight in the new acquisition. I'm truly excited to have The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, one of the world's most epic fantasy franchises, join the Embracer family, opening up more transmedia opportunities, including synergies across our global group. I'm thrilled to see what lies in the future for this IP, with free mode and Asmodee as a start within the group. Going forward, we also look forward to collaborating with both existing and new external licensees of our increasingly stronger IP portfolio. The rights to the inspiring books previously belonged to Zantz Company, who initially purchased the rights from the estate of J.R.R. Tolkien in 1976. This was the deal that sparked Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings adaptation to life, and later on Peter Jackson's two epic trilogies. Marty Glick, COO of the Saul Zantz Company, also expressed approvingly of the deal. We at the Zantz Company have had the honor over the past half century of stewarding the Tolkien rights so that Lord of the Rings and Hobbit fans worldwide could enjoy award-winning epic films, challenging video games, first-rate theater, and merchandise of every variety. We could not be more thrilled that it is Embracer now taking up the responsibility, and we are confident their group will take it to new heights and dimensions while maintaining homage to the spirit of this great literary work. So, from what I've heard, and I don't know this for certain, I'd have to do a little digging into it. Like with the Amazon series that's currently out, like that they were pulling inspiration from other Tolkien novels because whoever put out Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, was it Universal? I think Universal put that out, right? Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, whoever has the film rights to it, they got the license for it and they hold the license for an extended amount of time. That's why, from what I understand, they don't have a lot of, like, they went prequel with the series so that they didn't have to reference the stuff that happened in the other, like in the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit books.
New Line Cinema.
Okay, New Line. So New Line has, from what I understand, has the rights to the film rights to Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, but they don't have the rights to other Tolkien works. Amazon got the rights to some of that stuff by doing their series. So I don't know how that's gonna. I'm sure that this group, this Embracer Group, is going to honor whatever contract that New Line and Zantz, but it could shake things up a little bit to where they may try to go in and renegotiate those rights and then go to other, of course, if New Line wanted to do it, that would be one thing, but go to other places to see if they wanted to try to do what they do with it.
Yeah, the Embracer Group owns Dark Horse Comics, Dark Horse Entertainment, a bunch of game companies. I'm pretty sure they did Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay.
They own the company they own a shit ton of companies. It's just all,
yeah,
like an $8.1 billion portfolio.
Right. And all these games that they've made are, I'm pretty sure they're like card games or tabletop games. So, I don't know. I mean, there's a new owner in town. If they do the right thing, then they'll try to get all of the film rights and television rights under one roof, so that if they do want to do these expanded storytelling, spinoffs or whatever, Like, I'm not saying that it should happen, but if it does happen, if they have everything under one roof, then they're not going to be at any type of like disadvantage
Yeah,
or
then they
anything. You
can
know
do
what I mean?
whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it is what it is, you know?
They also made Splitgate. Guess they
Really?
bought that. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that they sold for like 100 million,
Yeah.
something like that.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
it's a lot of money, you know?
Yeah.
Ah. So we'll see what happens with it. It's just crazy that like they haven't released any like print media for Lord of the Rings since his passing, right? Like I know there's been comics, I know there's been things like that, but there hasn't been any novels released, right?
Are you talking in terms of re-releases of reprintings of Lord of the Rings?
No, I'm talking like having other
new?
authors go in and
Yeah. With
expand
the
the lore.
characters. I don't think
Yeah.
so. It might be some fantasy
Well,
stuff.
yeah. Well, there was The Children of Hurin was released by his son. His son's released a couple of unfinished stuff from Tolkien.
Okay. But nobody's gone in because like didn't the same thing happen with Dune?
Yes.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like it's crazy that they own the rights to that and they could just hire people to go in there if they really wanted to and just write more books and expand on all that stuff in different ways and they're just like
Well,
fuck that.
the interesting thing though is that these seem to be finished by the author's children.
Yeah.
Like
Family.
for instance, with Dune, you had Brian Herbert, and with Tolkien, you had Christopher Tolkien,
Right.
and so I mean, uh there's part of me that thinks that giving too much of Tolkien's world a visual representation is almost diminishing of the writing, and some of Middle Earth and some of that world should be left to your imagination.
Yeah.
But that same argument could be applied to like a lot of other IPs. So
Yeah.
it's not
Right,
necessarily
yeah.
just a Tolkien thing. It's just more of a generalized opinion, I guess.
Yeah. What this Embracer group owns is fucking
It's
insane.
so much, right?
Like
Yeah.
they're making bank,
Now
dude.
they're gonna expand on it. They're not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
pay
for
that kind
sure.
of money and just let it be like, well, in honor of him and his
Yeah,
legacy.
of course.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there will
Yeah.
be new
Oh
content,
yeah.
but maybe with the track record of some of the stuff they have, I mean, some of it might be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited, you know, I'm interested.
I'd
So,
say
you know.
I'd say the last big Lord of the Rings thing that I bothered with was the Shadow games,
Yeah. Shadow of
and
Mordor.
yeah, and those were actually really fun.
Yeah, I heard really good things about those. But that's all the movie news that I saw.
While we pull the trailers up, I did see a tidbit of who's the dude from the Goonies that kind of went crazy and did put the pop music out? What's his name?
Feldman?
Yeah. He did an interview with someone and he was like, I will not be involved in the sequel. Like if they want to wreck it, they can. I won't have anything to do with it.
Damn.
That's what he said. Now, makes me wonder if he was even offered.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Because he might be
Crazy.
blacklisted at this point. But
Well, you know.
I saw that and was like, were you even offered a role? Like, he was like,
It's
if
like
they
you're-
want to wreck it, they can.
It's like you're blacklisted. Welcome to the party. You know? Story of my life, bro.
I saw that and was like, were you even offered a role?
No, he
Oh, hadn't
wasn't.
ring in a while.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter.
Hit a lick with a box. What?
Yeah. Trailer time.
I'm excited, man. It's always a good day when it's trailer day. Here's what sucks though. we come on here, we get these trailers, we watch these trailers, and then they seem to release the new trailers on Wednesday.
Yeah. We didn't think
It's
about
never
that.
fails. Yeah, I know, dude. It's like, fuck.
It gives us a good week to comb over everything, but
Yeah, sift through the shit.
yeah, there's a lot.
A lot of fucking doo-doo out there, guys.
There was a clip of The Last of Us that I had in here, which was in a compilation. I kind of just want to wait on the trailer, though. It's just like a damn 20-second look.
Not worth it, you know? Yeah.
But Blank.
Is this Blank Man?
What a funny movie.
Blank Check.
Yeah. Either one.
One,
ready.
tub it. I don't know something. Yeah, ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, shit. Uh-huh. Hello, Pulpit.
Yeah.
Whose line is it
say-
anyway? Must have stopped calling back. Oh, I remember this.
Wayne
It's
Brady.
it's a fucking gnarly ass case of writer's block.
Yeah. Mm.
Future's looking pretty grim.
Yeah.
Finish the fucking story.
Just saying, man. Should have went for a gas stove.
Yeah. Misery looks good, though.
Yeah. It's like Misery meets Mommy Dearest.
Yeah, right.
Someone was like, "We gotta have a house somewhere." Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it too.
All right. Are they still shooting men?
War movie.
Wolves of War.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Shouldn't have been AFK.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Jump into the war zone.
Yeah.
Is that what you say? A team. Like 5 dudes. Oppenheimer. Oi. It even has the music from a Warzone trailer.
I know, right? Hello, Bobbit. Well, we here.
Have y'all seen this trailer?
No,
I kind of like the
No.
way they're doing it. Wait till you see who plays Gomez.
I've heard a lot of people giving him shit for for picking this dude to play Gomez.
The dude from Waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Louis. What's his last name? Fuck. Anyway.
All right, y'all ready?
Oh yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Wednesday Addams is what it's called.
Friday.
Yeah. Those would be piranhas. Hmm. Catherine Zeta.
Dips beneath the lasers.
Oh. Oh. I see what you did there.
That's interesting. Don't look terrible. People giving them shit, dude. It's crazy.
They're like, this isn't the Addams Family. And it's like, it's not what it's called.
Why is Wednesday going to Hogwarts?
Yeah.
Oh, it is
Sparrow Academy is this shit.
The inspection.
Well, A24. Gotta have an A24 trailer, right?
Yeah, for real.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Tiff.
Oh shit. Are you communist? Dude, there's no way he would still have that chain on.
No.
Oh shit. Okay. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, when they find out.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks interesting. The director's name is Elegance Bratton.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a real name,
What a
dude.
name.
Elegance Bratton.
Call him a hill.
Holy shit.
The greatest beer run ever.
Comments are turned off.
It's got our boy in it, though, you know?
Yeah, right. Let's peep it.
It's got some good songs in here. Let's see what we got.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. We need a Vietnam movie.
Yeah.
The accent.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. God bless you. Is this based on a true story?
I hope so. What the fuck?
Says it's a
Okay.
biopic. What have they done to this song? The fact that this really happened.
Yeah.
But I'm out of beer. That bag of beer would be heavy.
Yeah.
All right.
I kind of want to watch it, though,
Yeah, I wanna see
man.
it.
It looks good, man.
Rated
Well, dude,
R comedy.
look, it's got one of the Farley brothers making it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks
Keep that on the
nutty.
radar.
Yeah. Let me,
I mean, we might have to podlock that.
yeah.
September 30th.
Yeah, we'll throw that on the burner, dude. Let it marinate. You know what I'm saying? We got the official trailer for Lord of the Rings: The Power.
Yeah, I think
Nope.
this is the
The Ring.
final one.
Yeah.
Why it says doesn't say final, but this drops September the 2nd.
Yeah.
So
Right around the corner.
all right. 3, 2, 1, play.
God damn.
Budget. This guy. You know he's gonna be funny.
Jesus at the fucking sets, man.
Technology is there. We're building up to the big war, dude. He's an orbit, isn't he? All I gotta say is, you did it, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Bezos. Jeffrey Bezos. Sorry.
It looks great, man.
It really does. It really, really does.
This next trailer, this is a movie. So Louis C.K. filmed it, directed it, wrote it, along with I can't remember the actor's name. Joe List. He's a comedian, New York. But he had this idea. I think like some of this stuff kind of came from his life.
Yeah.
It was like stories he was telling Louis, and Louis was like, "Wait, this is a fucking movie." They were on Rogan recently together promoting this.
Yeah.
He paid for the filming. He's put it on his website. That's the only place you can get it. Pay $15. Movie's yours. Well, that's where he does with his comedy specials and all that.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched the trailer yet. I do have the movie. But I thought I'd throw the trailer on the pile because this doesn't get a lot of coverage.
Shit, let's peep it.
4th of July. 3, 2, 1, play. Definitely tell that Louis
Yeah.
was Louis as fuck.
Yeah. It's interesting though.
That dude's really been clean for like 10 years.
Really?
But for the movie. Yeah. Talk about
Yeah.
it on Rogan.
Right, Devil in Idaho.
Idaho?
Idaho. It's a Netflix, baby.
We got quite a few Netflix trailers.
I mean, pump them out, bro.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
Didn't her mama teach her not to run in cornfields with blades?
Creepy. A little bit.
The Bones movie.
Mm.
The fuck out. I don't know.
Was that a member of Ghost that got her?
Oh,
I think
Magoo.
so.
The name was good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that actress in anything in a while. She's doing good.
Doing good.
Narco Saints. Wonder what this is about.
It's a foreign.
All right.
We have to get the cocaine to Colombia. That was a horrible impersonation. But anyway.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
Wrong accent.
Yeah, they're Asian.
Cocaine.
I mean, they were down there making money too.
Welcome to Tsunami, where the fish is fresh and the pussy's fresher.
But they still smell the same.
You do not know where you are.
I like
What
the
in the
energy this
Tokyo?
trailer has.
I was say, what in the Tokyo Drift is this soundtrack going for? I feel like I want to go buy like some corn from a vendor and just like walk around.
Since they had so much success with their Narcos series,
Yeah,
they
right.
required another True Life. I don't know.
Narcotic situation. I don't know.
Living.
Look at that
Okay.
H246. They left
Yeah.
the file type.
Yeah, right.
It's got what's his name in it? Vampire. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. I can't remember the dude's name. That guy.
Everyone wears a motor here.
Little on the frosty side, perhaps.
These biscuits have ginger in them. You should have brought me my shortbreads when I asked for them. I went skydiving. I really want this to turn into Phantasm so bad.
They definitely nailed the period.
Yeah.
This movie's gonna be sad as fuck, man.
All right. Last but not least. I'm not even. You have to turn the subtitles on.
What the ever living fuck
Just
is
turn the
this,
subtitles on. This is the Bollywood remake of Forrest Gump.
Are you goddamn kidding me?
Okay.
Oh my god.
You got to turn the subs on, the CC.
This exists. This is like, you're not shitting me. Like, Austin Chata is Forrest Gump.
It's got 52 million views.
Dude,
God damn.
Turn the subs on.
I'm ready.
Because there aren't any. All right. 3, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Uh-huh.
This is real.
This is real, dude. Look at him.
No.
It's real, guys. Make me a bird so I can fly far away. So is she gonna sleep with him? What's the thing they wear on their head? Oh. I'm not a smart man. Look, it's Lieutenant Dan.
Dude, we have to watch this. This is incredible.
I don't. How the?
It's real.
What?
Look at him. I have the ping pong. Is there going to be a Bubba? Has to be a Bubba, right?
Okay.
Oh, it's real, y'all. It ain't a joke. I mean, I'm putting that on the list with Triple R.
Yeah, dude.
We might have to set ourselves up when we get to an area like a
I
Bollywood month.
I don't know what to say. Like
Yeah.
that. Like I thought you were.
Joking?
I don't. I
Yeah.
don't know, Adam. I don't know, man.
I saw that we were reading that Matt Reeves article. It was on the side. It was like, why you need to watch the Bollywood remake of Forrest Gump. And I was like, I didn't even hear anything else you said about Batman because I clicked on that shit so fast. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Like, fuck it, dude. I'm in.
Trailer?
That's so nuts. I want to check it out though.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. You know,
Yeah,
they're on another level, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Of movie make. Do they make so much money? These movies, like,
yeah.
Hopefully Netflix will pick that one up too. But if not,
Yeah.
Dang.
Dang.
What was that can? What was that? It was like a little donut looking thing he had.
I don't know, but it looked delicious.
All right, we've officially hit the time down here in the corner. I can make the announcement. We've officially hit 600 hours.
Hell yeah.
276 episodes, 600 hours total.
That's impressive.
And I was wondering if we were going to, I looked at the time earlier. I was like, oh, we might hit our 600 tonight.
Yeah.
We hit it.
Hell yeah, dude. W, you know?
A lot of hours.
Yeah. It's a lot of friendship, you know, a lot of good
content.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what we said.
Yeah.
We're going to watch Elvis next week, right?
Yeah, dude. I'm excited, man.
Elvis next episode, She-Hulk. Fucking right, man.
It's going to be a good one. After Elvis, what we got? Nothing?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Never know, Beer Run might be out.
I hope so. I kind of want to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, checks in the mail.